The thing about a movie.
The thing about this woman is that I hate Christians like her because she's wearing a cross around her neck. This bitch is so lost in the sauce to where I don't know if you heard the phrase, but it comes from Instagram. If your religion demonizes everything, your religion is the problem. Christianity, when it was first starting out, Christianity, when it was first starting out, the Christians made it. Christianity is a human-made religion, just like any other religion came after it. But Christianity is not the oldest religion. My religion, like for example, this right here, this is the same hammer from the Last Kingdoms that Uhtred of Bebbanburg wore. I got that from Etsy. That's literally handmade. But besides the point, the thing is that women like this, they demonize everything. Now, when it comes to religion, religion can get out of hand pretty damn fast. Religion can get out of hand pretty damn fast. But the thing is, when it comes to Christians, they made it to where it only evolves around them, and that they strongly believe that their faith matters above anything else. Why do you like last year in 2000? No, about 2 years ago, in 2024. No, hold up, 2025, last year. There was a whole spiel about how this dumb broad here was starting to talk about the rapture. Okay, in Greek, it means caught up. The rapture, as you all know, I'm pretty sure those of you that have seen Holy Kool-Aid, go watch his videos. He's very educational. He knows a lot about this. He basically said, and I quote, during the time when Jesus was alive, Jesus said, and I quote, those of you, because he was saying this, those of you standing here before me surely will not taste death until the kingdom of my Father comes. Okay, well, guess what? Those people that he was talking about, it's not talking about now. It's talking about back then, 2,000 years ago, buddy. 2,000 years ago. Those people already bit the damn dirt. Jesus said this, and I quote again, pay attention. Those of you standing here before me surely will not taste death. In other words, he's saying you all will not die. All of you standing here before me will not die until I come back with the kingdom of my Father. But the people that he told this to, they still died. That was a rapture prediction, and yet it failed. Those people grew old and they died. It's 2,000 years later. The thing about Christianity is that when it was made to help people and guide people whenever they need it. I mean, that's fine. If that version of Christianity was functioning now, I would be pretty much fine with it. Who doesn't mind who doesn't literally mind uh who doesn't mind guidance or wisdom or anything to help them in life. But when people like this stupid bitch, when they abuse the power of their faith and they weaponize it, and then they first of all, for those of you that for example, okay, they say Christianity is very stern and strict. They say don't jerk off or you'll lose your eyesight, something like that, or don't jerk off, or it's a sin or you'll go to hell. I don't know if anyone has ever told this Bendaha, but sinning is a choice. But the thing is, as soon as each baby is born, we're automatically doomed to die of sin. Okay, if any, let's look up what cult beliefs are. Let's look up what cult beliefs are before I get into this shit. Hold on. Cult beliefs are categorized intense, unquestioned. Now check this out. Check this out. And tell me that isn't what this bitch does or has around her neck. Cult beliefs are characterized by intense, not unquestionable, unquestioning devotion to a charismatic leader, organization, or ideology, often employing corrosive sorry, I've never seen some of these words. Coercive persuasion to, I probably butchered that, sorry, to isolate members and replace their personal identity with a group tantric one. These believe, okay, first of all, here's the thing. Control and isolation, beliefs that necessitate cutting ties with family, friends, and a mainstream society of, okay, now here's the thing. Christianity doesn't cut off family, but the thing is, charismatic authority. Here's the thing. Charismatic authority. The belief that the leader is infallible, chosen by a higher power or the sole source of truth. Now, the thing is, Christians strongly believe that their religion revolves around them, and that if you try to question their beliefs and what this says and what that means, they will say, do not question things. That is literally what cult beliefs are. That is what cult beliefs are. The whole thing is that, like the thing is, like, for example, my mother told me back in the day, Christians like this stupid bitch right here, they used to demonize Cabbage Patch Kids. Cabbage Patch Kids, those dolls, and I've seen them. This fucking bitch right here would demonize, her faith would demonize shit like that. Yeah, they would demonize that kind of thing. Toys. That's literally what a cult does. Demonizes everything. Brainwashing people not to play with them or get them. For example, let's say Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day when I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I still have them. I don't really play it anymore because I don't have anyone to play it with, but I still have them. And let me tell you something. Christianity can go to the extreme when it comes to that card game. They demonize anything like that. If it's not to them, they weaponize anything, an item that a company wants to sell. They, like, for example, if you like baseball cards, demonize. If you like Barbie dolls, demonize. Anything that is made and produced for kids to play with, they will fucking demonize it. Christianity is nowadays used as a fear-inducing weapon to where it will only fit Christians personally. That's what it does. And that's what this fucking bitch does. Christians like her are an abomination, and they are literally a fucking parasite. That's what they fucking are. And their religion needs to have limited sanctions on there. Sanctions. My mother says that taking away someone's belief is wrong. Okay, Well, if I can't do that, then bitches like this and people like her that wear that stupid cross around their neck, they need restrictions, strong sanction. They need sanctions and strong limits to what they can do and what they cannot do. That kind of thing. Anyway, let's react to this.
Titled K-pop Demon
Fuck you.
Hunters is that it sounds like it would be innocent for children. On the surface, it seems like a movie that is
Fuck her.
good against evil. Well,
Like, if this bitch sees my video, fuck you. You are a demon in sheep's clothing. You fucking zealot.
what if I were to tell you that that is actually not the case, and that this movie is secretly pushing a religion on its viewers, the same religion that every single one of these movies that I have pops up
I seriously don't think that's what it is. You see what she's doing? She says this. You see the irony in here? Let's listen.
religion on its that is actually not the case, and that
Listen to what this this fucking thing.
this movie
Listen to the irony in this. Listen to what she says very carefully.
is secretly pushing a religion on its viewers, the same religion that every single one of these movies that I have pops up on the screen right now are also secretly pushing.
You know, it's actually kind of ironic how a woman like her, and she calls herself a Christian, how she says how she says this. Pay attention.
A religion on its
Like, what is she?
actually
Listen very carefully to what she says, because it's the irony here.
not the case, and that this movie is secretly
She's basically stating that these films are pushing religion down people's throats. And you mean to tell me, if that's the case, then why are you demonizing these innocent films? First, you demonize Wreck-It Ralph, you demonize Lego Movie, you demonize Free Guy, you demonize Wall-E, you demonize Smallfoot, you demonize Wish, and you demonize a classic underdog story. Okay, she says that these movies are pushing a religion down our throats. Bitch, do you not see the fucking irony in what you're doing? She's literally exposing herself, saying that, like, for example, the words, look at these right here. Look at these right here. Wreck-It Ralph, this Lego Movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie. This bitch has the fucking nerve to say that these non-religious movies are pushing themselves down our throats. These are movies for people to watch. If anyone's forcing religion down people's throats, is this fucking hypocrite. These movies are harmless. But you know something? If you think about it, she is a Christian. I'm pretty sure she's a fucking evangelist. Because this is literally what evangelists would do. Evangelists are an extreme religious group that don't like anything like this. If it's not Jesus or Christ related or God related or anything related to their faith, which is what she has around her stupid neck, then she is the problem. She's weaponizing her faith to demonize these harmless movies. Harmless movies. Literally. That's what she's doing. And she has the nerve to say that these are bad. All because they don't resonate with her beliefs. It's called the me religion. Me, 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 me. That's all it's called.
Movies that I have popped up on the screen right now.
The critic tells you that a movie, game, or book, or whatever
Oh, finally, someone who has common sense. Let's react to this.
is demonic or spiritual. They usually don't mean what you think they mean. I grew up with a Catholic upbringing, but I always was incredibly wary of people who told me that a movie or book was bad because it went against the will of God.
Exactly. That's a cult.
Maybe that was because Hunchback of Notre Dame had a huge impact on me growing up, but I think it goes deeper than just that. In the 90s, it was not
And not to mention that jackass that burned Esmeralda because she was a woman, and because he was also an extreme fanatic too. He was an evil piece of shit, and he burned her. He burned her alive. Yeah, men like that, with authority, they fear strong women.
Uncommon to watch someone come on the news to tell us that something in the world that
Kind of like how like Pokemon. Imagine if this stupid broad demonized Pokemon. Pokemon, Star Fox, or anything that they thought went against the will of God. No, went against the will of them. You see, if something doesn't fit these religious nutcases' goals, or narratives, or teachings, demonize it. Boom! Demonize! 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 Come on!
that seemed innocent was the work of the devil.
They say the Pokemon whole effort is to train children how to become the #1 Pokemon master in the world. You follow it through the New Age teaching, you find out that masters
This guy's a fucking evangelist. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's also a scumbag.
are those who take control of spirits in the dark realm, and they tell those spirits what to do.
The two usual punching bags of these Christian pundits were both Pokemon and Harry Potter. That's of course not to say that we are not experiencing book bans anymore. In fact, we've had more bans in the last several years than probably in the last 30 years of our history.
Well, we want to turn now to the sharp rise in book bans in America's schools and libraries. A recent study found hundreds of books, mostly focused on LGBTQ themes or racial issues, have now been forbidden across.
You see, that's what they're doing. It's a cult. Christianity, anything, here's the thing, anything in the Christian branch that's the same thing as Christianity, even if it's Catholicism, it's a cult. If they demonize anything that's against their will, against their faith, it's a fucking bloody cult.
Across the country.
Many of which are being removed for religious objection.
St. Edward Catholic School in Nashville is facing backlash after the school's pastor pulled the Harry Potter series from the...
You see, that's another thing. Anyone, if you're a Harry Potter fan and you see this right here, they demonize Harry Potter. Next thing you know, they're gonna demonize the fucking movies themselves. I can't Oh my gosh, dude, I fucking can't. I can't, dude. Oh my god. I can't with this, man. This is retarded.
library. In an email to parents, Father Dan Rehill explained that the series glorify acts of conjuring the dead and evil spirits.
Are you fucking... Oh my god. Christ.
However, I'm starting to see those same trends that we made fun of all that time ago emerge on YouTube and TikTok. And I'm concerned. The religious grift has been ongoing
Oh, this
for
guy. This guy right here, he looks like the devil himself.
several years now. There are several big
Or
name
Satan.
creators who, when confronted about, say, actual crimes they committed, they immediately pivot to making religious content.
But I was actually going to do a very off-brand video for me, but I was kind of going to tell you guys why I kind of gave up on religion when I was a child and why I'm open to giving it another shot today.
you
See
insane?
Tectones or Nux Taku for an example of that. But while those are both people who are easy to look at and go, yeah, they seem full of shit, they are a lot more buttoned up presentations that offer slightly more insidious messages, in part because, unlike the usual grift, these people believe it. Taylor Alessia is by all accounts a channel that's thriving, with
Yeah.
over 4...
Yeah, she's honestly a small channel. She's a small channel, but that's what she is. Everybody go report her and everything that she has. Oh, this damn thing. Go report her channel because everything that she is preaching is false. She's an evangelist. Look at her. She's an evangelist. Go and report her. Go report her entire channel. Report it to YouTube and get it taken down. If you are not a fanatic, go and get her channel taken down. And you're probably thinking, why? She's not harmless. Oh, the fuck she isn't. You mean to tell... For anything, name any single thing that you grew up with. If you grew up with baseball cards, if you grew up with Pokemon, and I know a lot of you are Pokemon fans and Yu-Gi-Oh fans, or anything for that matter, a fan of anything. She is demonizing everything. People like her are demonizing everything. Seriously. Yes, I understand she is entitled to her faith, but when is enough enough?
100,000 subscribers who specializes in Christian commentary, whether about popular media or trends or etc. On the surface, her work is not for me. I don't really care about little boo-boos nor how they are demonic and such.
Exactly.
But a video got my attention recently that made me evaluate her larger output. The video titled The Dark Hidden Message in K-Pop Demon Hunters is a review to the then recent film K-Pop Demon Hunters. I know, shocking. Which is a really good movie that deservedly became immensely popular. Everyone wanted to cash in on the craze when it came out, except me, apparently. Alicia is obviously no exception. But when watching her video, I couldn't help but spot a dark message in it.
Hi, I'm sure you probably already heard, but Netflix recently released a very popular children's movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters, and it is all the rage right now. It is basically making headline after headline after headline, and has even made Netflix history by breaking an unlikely record 5 weeks after its release.
The review opens up with Taylor talking about the movie and how it's incredibly popular and becoming a global trend and how the music is so good, and the implication being that the film has almost a hypnotic influence on its audience. And when I heard that, I immediately thought about another movie I'd seen that came out in the 80s that had a similar message for a similar intent.
I never really realized before how dependent I've been on rock. Just walking by the audio store with the music playing, I just stopped there and listened without realizing what I was doing.
Rock, It's Your Decision, is a propaganda
Yeah, back in those days, religious people demonized rock and roll. They literally demonized rock and roll. You want to hear something? Hold up, I got something for you. I'm probably gonna get demonetized or something, but I really don't give a shit. Watch this, for example. Listen to this. They're awesome, by the way. You see, I'm probably demonetized for that, but I don't give a shit. I don't even have monetization on my videos. You see, just by hearing that, Christians would say, this is of the devil. It's a harmless music that I jam out to. This is literally because it's harmless music. But here's the thing. If you heard videos like, shout to the Lord on the earth, let us sing. I used to love that, honestly, but nowadays it's just, yeah. You see, if something doesn't fit these Christian leaders' teachings like this, they will demonize it and say it is of the devil. Seriously. This is harmless music that I jam out to. Oh man, how Christianity really should be just restricted, man. You know something? I'm actually gonna say this. There's this guy I used to know. His name is Blake Smith. I'm not gonna tell you what he looks like. His name is Blake Smith. He's a hardcore Christian, carries a Bible thinking he's God's chosen. Motherfucker ain't chosen for shit. Now, I have a cousin who's an atheist, but I'm not gonna tell you his name. There was a day in the past to where Blake Smith literally attacked my cousin for his faith. They got into a heated argument, and my cousin was basically telling Blake, "This is my faith." Yeah, I'll put it this way. My cousin was basically saying, "This is my faith. My faith. You have yours. Do not tell me to worship your God just because you want to," I guess, for example, I'll just put in, so you can just gloat about it like a douchebag, gloat about it at your church and say, "Hey, everyone, I just got someone else converted to Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something. There is a passage in their book. Let me look for it. Give me a second. Let me here we go. I don't remember, so it says here. There's like different ones right here. Christian Bible, Christianity Bible, Romans 14:1, 5 to 22. Advises against, and I'm saying this because I'm reading it right fucking here. It says, advises, and I'll tell you the passage again. Romans 14:1, 5 to 22. Advises against judging others on disputable matters and keeping personal convictions between oneself and God. 2 Timothy 2:24 instructs followers to be gentle toward all rather than quarrelsome. In other words, fighting amongst themselves. Matthew 6:1 to 6 warns against performing religious acts publicly for show or attention. This is literally what this bitch is doing. This is literally what that's literally what Blake did. Blake Smith broke this one passage. Matthew 6:1 to 6 warns against performing religious acts publicly for show or attention. That means do not use your religion to gloat. In other words, if someone is reading a scripture, if someone opens their Bible even though they've never read it, and they read it, act like they actually know what it means, that's literally for show or attention. Or if someone's just preaching things just for attention and show, that's pretty much going against what their faith says. Blake Smith is a disrespectful redneck piece of shit. And fuck you, YouTube, because I can say whatever the fuck I want. You literally cannot tell me I cannot say this or say that, because everybody knows how much of a kiss ass you are to other creators that are bigger than people like me. Alright? Everybody also knows you treat other content creators like shit. So, suck this, alright? Let's get back to the video.
Film made back in 1982. The film focuses on a normal-ish teenager who loves rock music, who slowly, due to pressure from both his family and church, begins to see rock music as an instrument of the devil.
Jeff, I wasn't called to be a minister until my sophomore year in college. Just like you at 16, I didn't know where I was headed. But when Christ came into my heart, my values changed.
Whatever.
Some sinful habits I had to get rid of instantly, but other things that had played a big part of my life, well, I had to give them up. I remember right after I was saved, my best friend decided he didn't want to pal around with some religious holy Joe. Deciding to become a Christian even cost me a few friends. But in the long run, it was worth it.
In this process, all of his internal traits to make him an interesting person are hollowed out and replaced with sheer fanaticism.
What's the idea? With what? You mean the music? Oh man, this is a party. What do you want, Amazing Grace? It's our youth group in there. This ain't church. It's time to let down from some of the thou shalt nots we get all week. Then why did you bother to invite me if you plan to play that man, it's like I told you before.
You see here, religion can only be good, but then when it comes to music like that, it goes to fanaticism. In other words, control. That's what it is. Christianity is solidly a cult. In other words, unless it's like Jesus stuff playing, then it's like God, then they're like, God bless Jesus and all that. It's a fucking me religion. That's what it is. That's why people left it. I was actually fortunate enough that my mother didn't even tell me to practice that shit. I went to St. Joseph's like a couple of times, but other than that, I basically, my mother spared me from all this shit. Christianity, it has a sole belief that everybody is perfect. That everybody is born perfect. Well, that's wrong. You know why? Here's a good question. I bet none of you can answer this. If we are all born perfect, for example, look at me. Am I perfect? Some of you religious nutjobs are probably saying, in the eyes of God, no. Am I born perfect? To others, no, man, you're not. Exactly. Neither are you. Nobody is born perfect. The religion, Christianity itself, is literally meant to show and program people that they're perfect, but nobody's perfect at all. Everybody is flawed, which means if God is perfect and we are not perfect, then that means He is not perfect. And therefore, the whole thing about the Almighty, omnipotent trait, God isn't almighty at all.
Or don't push it down my throat. Now, if you want to have some fun, okay. But if you don't like it, then just go home to mama.
At the end of the movie, he goes to church and gives a big speech that illustrates the dangers of rock music and uses phrasing that sounds, well, eerily similar to what Taylor is saying.
The movie puts a very big focus on the power of music,
cult.
and it portrays music as extremely spiritual, which holds more truth in reality than many are.
She's doing the exact same thing. She's a Christian fanatic. She's a little Miss Goody Two Shoes, just like how that clip from the old days, like it was the 80s, I believe. Christians like to believe that just listen.
Are aware of
that the music can take hold of you and influence you in some ways to make you turn away from God.
Aren't we supposed to pray and give our burdens to Jesus Christ? Are we supposed to just turn up the volume on our stereos a little louder and forget about it all?
The conclusion is that rock music will ultimately...
You know, honestly, if I didn't know any better, I say that he's basically... You know when Christians act like that, it really actually hits me just now. It actually makes me think that they're acting like children. That they're acting like children. Like, I'm not even kidding. They're acting like kids. They're acting like children, mate. They're acting like children, mate. That's what they're doing. They're acting like children. They're acting like children. I tell you. They're just crybabies. Their whole religion is like, me, 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 me. No, if it's not Jesus, it's of the devil. No, where are the Christian preachings? I tell you. It's even like that for some black people out there. Or for a lot of them. Or some of them. I don't know, just a certain group of black people. Hell, the rednecks are the worst.
Take you away from God, either because the music is inherently demonic in of itself.
Whenever I hear a good beat, I just start singing right along without even really caring or thinking about what I'm saying. But aren't we supposed to have the mind of Christ? What are the main themes? What's the major theme? And the occult too?
Or the lifestyle of those who make the music is in some way against God. In particular, the film cites the active sex lives of various rock stars, as well as the fact that many of them are...
You know, honestly, there's another thing that I remember. Thou shalt not worship false idols. That's not talking about celebrities, that's talking about other gods. Sure. Yeah, don't worship other false idols. Ew. Ooh, I'm scared.
Gay or bisexual.
And what about the lifestyles of the popular groups and artists? Some are admitted homosexuals. Others Others brag about how many people they've had sex with. And how many rock stars have been arrested for drug possession?
That's because they fuck up, idiot.
This message of this film is clear.
Jesus Christ said, "He that is not for me is against me."
Oh my God, here we fucking go.
Everything that we do should be to glorify Jesus Christ.
Dude. They literally throw a tantrum. That's what they do. They throw a damn tantrum. Oh my God, I can't.
Anything that takes you further from God, or at least their view of God, is evil. And Alicia's video, well, it says the exact same thing. Only instead of David Bowie, we're talking about Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters.
The thing about a movie titled K-pop Demon Hunters is that it sounds like it would be innocent for children. On the surface, it seems like a movie that is good against evil. Well, what if I were to tell you that that is actually not the case, and that this movie is secretly pushing a
You know, it's kind of funny how she said, like this clip right here, she's saying how this movie is actually pushing religion down your throat. Funny, because you say that, but yet you're demonizing harmless films that literally have nothing to do with religion at all.
Religion on its viewers, the same religion that every single one of these movies that I have popped up on the screen right now are also secretly pushing, and it's a religion that my subscribers here on this channel are very familiar with. And this,
you know, let's look at this. 5 months ago, uncovering a hidden religion in your favorite movies. Bitch, how? 147,000. Yeah, that's not a whole lot, sweetheart. Most movies push this religion and you probably never noticed. Okay, those are all movies that are not pushing anything. If anything, you're pushing religion down other people's throats. Bitch, you think you perfect? I bet you have an OnlyFans. I want someone to look up if this stupid harlot has an OnlyFans or anything of like that sort. And if she does, I want you to spread it.
religion is called Gnosticism.
See? Immediately. Alicia immediately implies that the film K-pop Demon Hunters is pushing a religion onto its audience, the same way that rock music in Rock It's Your Decision implies rock music is pushing Satanism on its audience.
And listen to these titles. Listen to how many...
You know something? Gnosticism is basically the belief that those were early Christians that believe that, how do you put it? They believe that Gnostics believe that well, you'll just have to learn. You'll just have to look it up.
of them have something to do with Satanism or the occult. Sympathy for the Devil, Dancing with Mr. D by the Rolling Stones. Devil's Den and Dance with the Dragon by Jefferson Starship. Evil Ways and Soul Sacrifice by Santana. And listen to these by the rock group AC/DC. Rock and Roll Damnation.
You see here, those are just songs. You see how it was back in the day? If anything like this religion, like Alicia is doing, she's doing the exact same thing. It's a fanatic religion. It's a cult. Once Christianity goes to fanaticism, it turns into evangelicalism. That's what it does. She's doing the exact same thing.
Let There Be Rock, Highway to Hell, and this is my favorite right here. Hell ain't a bad place to be.
It's the buzzword that these people always love to cite, that the devil is in your entertainment and trying to get new recruits. Only here, Alicia is saying that it's part of a larger movement from Hollywood pushing Gnosticism onto their audience. And that Gnosticism, this religion you've never heard of, is everywhere.
The Gnostic religion is in more movies than you could ever imagine.
No,
and
it's
once
not.
you notice it, it's hard to unsee it.
I'm sure it's convenient for a content creator who has to make a new video every week that there is such a widespread religion. After all, you never run out of content. But what is Gnosticism? Explain to me, someone who doesn't know what it is, the concept.
In short, the Gnostic religion paints the God of the Bible as an evil dictator.
Well, is your God not an evil dictator? Because from what... Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but given the fact that... how should I put it? Given the fact that Gnosticism basically point. That's right. Okay, I got it now. Gnosticism basically exposed the fact that Yahweh, the Christian God, is a warlike deity and that is very controlling and is a hardcore tyrant. And that Christians follow this God.
With a bunch of rules, where the snake in the garden, the devil, he is actually...
That was never explained. The devil, the serpent, the snake in the garden is not the devil. It's not.
Actually the good guy.
The thing is, the snake is never revealed to be either Satan, devil, Leviathan, or anything. It's just a snake.
Gnostic religion believes that Satan was trying to show us what God was keeping from us.
So Gnosticism, according to Alicia, is a religion or religious order that argues God is evil and that the snake, which in the Bible isn't the devil but just an ordinary snake, but I'm sure Alicia knows that, is a misunderstood hero, bringing knowledge to humanity like Prometheus brought fire from the gods to man. That religious structures shame you into conforming to standards that are evil by Gnosticism's belief system. Now, I do want to point out that the Bible didn't create the codes of conduct that various religious orders push. That was the order's personal interpretations of the religious texts that became doctrine. For example, the Catholic Church does not follow Leviticus, which is in the Bible, though many of these fundamentalists will reference Leviticus's rules when talking about, say, gay people, even though they disregard his rules when talking about, say,
Leviticus 18:22, do not have sex with a man as with a woman. It is detestable. That could be interpreted as anything, but they're talking about it as if it's now. So what? I bet Alexander the Conqueror slept with the dude, and gays have been around for a long time. Who gives a shit? You see how authoritative it is?
Gay people, even though they disregard almost everything else said in Leviticus. Very selective choice to interpret the Bible in such a fashion. What this proves, though, is that the Bible is not the source of rules and conduct they follow.
Exactly.
It's their interpretation of the Bible. What they choose.
In other words, they twist it. They twist everything in the books to fit their own selfish agenda and narrative.
Choose to specifically believe in. But if you want to be technical, the Bible does have Jesus throw out merchants from the church, yet nowadays we have mega churches with supergiant evangelists who sell millions and millions of product within the confines of their churches.
Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons.
But I'm sure that's fine according to the Bible, of course.
People, I love people. Jesus loves people.
He's a fake, by the way.
People
this guy
get pushed in alcohol. Do you think that's a good place for a preacher to be and prepare to go preach to a lot of people?
That's the immediate red flag here. But the bigger red flag is that the ultimate goal of Gnosticism, according to Alicia, is to tell people they're fine the way they are.
The Gnostic...
It's kind of like how my mother and I have been... She's been watching Lucifer. And Maze. Lucifer's awesome, by the way. Love that show. Maze asks God for a soul because she wants a soul. Come on, give a homegirl a soul, you know? But he says, he asks, why do you want one? Because she wants one. And then he replies, you are perfect just the way you are. That's like someone saying I am perfect just the way I am. I'm not perfect, I'm flawed. Not in the eyes of God. The hell with your God. And next thing you know, everyone's like, like, oh, dramatic. Like grow up.
Religion believes that Satan was trying to show us what God was...
Excuse me. All of this is This is probably going to have to be a two-parter here pretty quick. All of this is just stock footage.
Keeping from us. That sin is ultimately a good thing. That shame.
Sin is a choice. Sinning is a choice, lady.
Is okay, and that God is trying to keep you from who you truly are.
Why couldn't you love me? I do, all of me.
That God is trying to keep you from true joy and fulfillment.
I guess Mr. Rogers was a hardcore Gnostic speaker too, huh?
Well, it's very important to look inside yourself and find that.
You see, when it comes to Alicia, she's literally doing the exact same ironic, bigoted thing that... she's basically trying to push on us, as even if she was trying to say that God loves you because you're the perfect just the way you are. Bitch, I bet you're not even perfect. You're not even perfect. Alicia, if you see this, go fuck yourself. Take this. This is your religion right here. Take this religion right here, this is yours, and go shove it right up your keister.
Part of you, that's the part that you must take good care of and never be mean to.
Now, would it surprise you if I told you that everything she just said was complete bullshit? Gnosticism is...
Exactly, because she's spreading false propaganda, Christian propaganda, kind of like how the South pushed propaganda to believe that blacks, Negroes should be in chains.
Not a singular religious order of belief, but rather a Christian philosophy. Yes, Gnostics do follow religion, it's called Christianity. Alicia is engaging in inter-Christian warfare right now against heretics who believe the same thing she does but differently. Because there is no underlying Gnostic core belief, other than a drive to uncover the truth in society through a Christian lens. It's spiritual exploration over religious doctrine. Many Gnostic beliefs started actually in the late 1st century AD, meaning it predates the unified Bible as we understand it today. It predates the Catholic Church as we understand it today. There are several Gnostic texts, many of which were destroyed by early Christendom. Some, like the Acts of Thomas, were preserved by the Catholic Church, many were not. Others were deemed heretical.
They were destroyed because they didn't want anyone to know the truth. It's facts. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I just like the truth.
Like the Gospel of Judas, which claims that Judas betrayed Jesus on Christ's personal orders as part of the plan to salvage all the souls of mankind. Obviously, the Catholic Church didn't want to have that as a prominent voice, so off to the fire it went. Alicia, however, seems to conflate a whole lot of different branches of Gnostic belief into one. She believes that one branch in particular is the whole, Sethianism. Sethianism believes that there is an unknown God above all else that created various aspects of himself. Each aspect has a pair, for lack of a better term, male and female versions of themselves. And one such is the Demiurge, who robs the power of his counterpart, Sophia, in order to create the Garden of Eden, to create humanity. However, through Eve, which is the Demiurge's poor attempt to recreate Sophia, the power of Sophia emerges in humanity, generating the Tree of Knowledge. In this instance, knowledge is the key to seeing through the lies of the Demiurge, who is not a god at all, but actually comparable to a deceiver, our direct counterpart, who claims to be the Lord of all. Now, if that seems confusing, it is. It's incredibly esoteric and draws heavily from Plato's writings. It also doesn't say that Satan was good because in this branch, there is no Satan. And if anything, we are Satan. It's not a story about good and evil so much as truth and lies. And understand, I get why a traditional Christian would hear that and think that's heresy. And you know what? They're not entirely wrong. Of course, the irony of what Alicia is saying and doing here is that by arguing there's a hidden truth behind whole movies, she's actually engaging in Gnostic philosophy, the very thing she's decrying. But hey, what do I know?
In today's video, we will be exploring the theory of deeper hidden deception.
And you know something? She's also doing the exact same shit that, what's that jackass's name? Kirby Ministries. Using music to make you feel emotional. If anything, she's the damn devil. Or Satan. Yeah, let that sink in.
In K-pop demon hunters. With that being said, let's...
Anyway, I don't want this video to get too long, so this is part 1. Part 2 is gonna be coming. But listen to reason, because this fucking bitch right here, she ain't with it. See you guys in the next one.